For the latest on this, let's bring in France 24's Olivia Bizot, who joins me now live from Jerusalem. Olivia, what's the latest from where you are?
Well, it was the busiest night of air sirens since this latest war broke out last night. We saw a massive coordinated effort from both Hezbollah and Iran. Hezbollah launched around 200 projectiles into northern Israel, whereas Iran launched 4 salvos of ballistic missiles from midnight. I heard very loud explosions here in Jerusalem throughout the night and into this morning. Now, Hezbollah and Iran have 2 very different but coordinated strategies. Hezbollah has been focusing on the sheer numbers. They've been trying to overwhelm Israeli defense systems, whereas Iranian missiles are a lot more sophisticated and dangerous, but there are less of them. But Israeli defense systems have mainly been able to intercept a lot of these attacks. The IDF have said they've been able to intercept 90% of Iranian missiles since the beginning of this war. That explains why, when you do hear the air sirens go off, most people remain very calm and collected as they go to bomb shelters. It also explains why, despite the number of attacks that took place last night, there was very little damage. There were no casualties at all. There were, though, 179 people who were injured, but most of those injuries were light injuries, according to Israeli authorities.
Olivia, you've been talking to people since you've been there over the past few days. What's daily life like for them now that they are once again in war?
Well, there's definitely been a shift since I arrived just over a week ago now. When I first got here, the streets were completely empty. All shops were shut. There is a sense of normality now returning to the streets, but that sense of normality is still very fragile. Schools remain shut. Big gatherings do remain prohibited. Businesses are supposed to remain shut as well, but many are opening their doors. I've spoken to quite a few business owners who've told me they simply can't afford to stay shut because they don't know how long this is going to last. Now, there is a very different strategy being used by Iran this year compared to last year's 12-year war in June. Last year, Iran launched massive barrels of missiles all at once, sometimes up to 80 missiles at a time. There was a lot more fear in the streets, people have been telling me then. Whereas now it seems that their strategy has shifted. It's not necessarily to cause casualties, but to launch just enough missiles to put Israeli life on pause. And you can tell that is happening because there are nearly constant air sirens in many parts of the country. But despite those air sirens, a majority of Israelis do support this conflict. A poll that was published in the first week of this war showed that 80%, or over 80% actually, of Israelis support this war against Iran. They see it as an existential fight.
Olivia, thank you for that. France 24's Olivia Bizot reporting from Jerusalem.